We have some of Michael's family coming over for a harvest supper. We do it every year. I made dandelion greens braised with cider and pancetta, and that can just be reheated. And I've got that pumpkin creme brulee for dessert. But it's time to get the main course ready because the Olsons will be arriving very soon. And I'll start with the sauce, a lemon dill butter sauce. I've reduced a cup of dry white wine down to just 1/3 of a cup to concentrate the flavor. So it adds acidity, which is nice with the fish. And some chicken stock to give the sauce body. So it's not too heavy or rich or cloying at all. With a little lemon zest. Bring that up to a simmer. I'm doing something a little different with the salmon. I'm going to cover it with a horseradish crust. And this is almost like a cobbler or crisp topping that I'll place on top of the salmon. It protects the salmon, it adds flavor, and it creates a nice texture. It builds a nice crust on top of the salmon. I need a lot of green onion. To bind the topping, I use 1/2 cup of butter, which I'll melt. The method for making this topping for the salmon is just like making a crisp topping, just with savory ingredients. So I've got my fresh horseradish. If you can't find fresh horseradish, you can certainly use prepared. Just make sure you drain it well. The horseradish really adds a nice zing to the crust and works well with the lemon dill sauce too. And I'll use the finer grades on the box grater for the horseradish. Oh, I love the smell of fresh horseradish. That's gonna be good. In a dessert crisp, you use flour or oats and brown sugar. For the savory topping, I'm using Panko breadcrumbs, which are really crispy, dry Japanese breadcrumbs. For a little zing, a splash of vermouth, a little lemon juice, and salt and pepper. And the very last thing to do, just like when you make a dessert crisp, add the melted butter. And just stir to coat. Oh, I can smell the horseradish. I picked up whole sides of salmon for tonight. A harvest dinner should have something that's the center of attention. Traditionally, it might be a turkey. And I'll give the salmon a little check just to make sure there are no pin bones. And it feels nice and clean, so no one will get a bone. I also ordered it with the skin on. That way it's easy to present and serve, and also lift the salmon to put onto a platter. Just press the crust right on top of the salmon. And the horseradish and green onion will cook in. And the top of the crust adds flavor and texture to the salmon and keeps the fish moist. The Olson family members should be here any minute, so I'll get these in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes at 375. And my chicken stock has reduced a little bit. So the last thing for me to do is to chop some fresh dill that I'll add to the sauce right before I finish it. I'll add that. The gang will already be here. And right before I take it to the table, I'll whisk in cold butter into the sauce, and it'll smooth out into almost a cream-like sauce with the lemon and the dill. They'll love it.